You can call anytime, Charlie. You can summon the dead whenever you like, Charlie. And just remember, your grandma tells you to worship idols. So are you guys ready for the most horrifying thing you've ever seen in your entire life? No? Okay, well, we're going to do it anyway. This is a new app. It's called Two-Way by Calum Worthy. I guess he was a Disney star, and he is behind this new app that allows you to summon the dead forever.
He's getting bigger. See?
Oh, honey, that's wonderful.
Kicking like crazy.
He's listening. Put your hand on your tummy and hum to him. You used to love that.
It feels like he's dancing in there.
Oh, honey.
Mom, would you tell Charlie that bedtime story you always used to tell me?
Once upon a time, there was a baby unicorn who didn't know he knew how to fly. This baby unicorn was like your mom because she didn't know that she knew how to fly, but she knew how to do all kinds of fabulous things.
Hi, Grandma.
Hey, Charlie. How was school today?
It was really fun. I made this crazy shot in basketball.
I don't really care that much about basketball. What about the crush?
Stop. Grandma, stop talking.
Just tell me one thing.
Look who's gonna be a great grandmother.
Oh, Charlie. Oh, congratulations.
She says that he's been kicking a lot, though. Like, a little too much.
Tell her to put her hand on her tummy and hum to him. You loved that.
You would have loved this moment.
You can call anytime.
You can call anytime, Charlie. You can summon the dead whenever you like, Charlie. And just remember, your grandma tells you to worship idols. That's right, Charlie. What was that, Grandma? Oh, no, nothing, Charlie. I was talking about baking cookies and how you need to get down on your knees and worship the devil, Charlie. What? Well, my grandma's telling me to. This is creepy, man. It's really creepy. It's obviously very psychologically damaging. And I want to approach whatever servers, no people, I'm talking about whatever technology is housing this app, and I want to explode it with a nuclear bomb. I hate this so much. I couldn't possibly hate it more. The one thing I'll give to the necromancy app is that it is the smartest, strongest way I have ever seen to get someone to continue a subscription. You know, when I want to cancel my Audible subscription, it says, oh, well, don't you want to keep reading? Not really. Well, if you cancel, you're going to lose your credits for audiobooks. Oh, well, I don't want to lose my credits. And they give you all these inducements when you try to cancel. In this one, they say, hey, are you sure you want to cancel? Because then you'll murder your mom forever. You'll never get to talk to your mom again or your grandma or whatever. You sure you want to kill your grandma? I don't know. Well, you better keep giving us $12.99 a month. You want grandma to stay. Please, Charlie, don't kill me. Give me your $13 a month, please. Oh, really horrifying. And the N-word keeps coming up. Go to hillsdale.edu/Knowles, Knowles. There's a lot of confusion in the world today. Have you noticed? It's hard to find clarity and truth. A new Hillsdale College miniseries on colonial America offers a powerful reminder that the first Americans were searching for the same thing. They believed faith and reason revealed God's design for the world, and that understanding became the foundation of their bravery and their freedom. It is a stirring look at the ideas that still hold us together today. Hillsdale College has created a fascinating 6-part documentary series where their professors explore the religious, political, cultural, and economic ideas that shaped America's unique character during the colonial period. You will discover why the idea of liberty, especially religious liberty, drove settlers to risk everything crossing the Atlantic, how early Americans built local governments to rule and protect themselves, and why America became a place where virtue could lead to peace and prosperity. While most of us know about the Declaration of Independence as the birth of our nation, this course digs deeper into something a little more fundamental, the forging of the American character that made the revolution possible in the first place, and why reclaiming that character matters more than ever today. You know, this is a hobby horse of mine. I talk about the Mayflower a lot. Mayflower, great cigar brand. Best part, this miniseries is completely free and easy to access. If you want to learn more, Hillsdale has over 40 other free online courses on everything. Right now, go to hillsdale.edu/Knowles, Knowles, to enroll. No cost, easy to get started. That is hillsdale.edu/Knowles to enroll for free. Hillsdale.edu/Knowles. Obviously, the essential part of this app is the N-word, necromancy. And for a lot of modern people, they're going to say, oh, you're exaggerating. Oh, you're being a catastrophist or something. It's not, this isn't actually necromancy. You're not actually summoning the dead. But I guess what I would have to ask to the modern materialist atheist is, what's the difference to you? What's the difference? Because necromancy is when you summon the dead for the purposes of divination, to tell you something about the future, or to, answer a question, or just out of curiosity, which can become a sin. And the Bible is pretty clear. The Bible says, don't do that. Don't summon the dead. Don't engage in divination. Don't, for all sorts of reasons. Because you don't want to be like talking to demons. You don't want to compromise your free will. You don't, death has a purpose. And if you want to overcome death, I got great news for you. There's a way to do it. There is a man who is God who died on the cross and conquered death. And if we believe in him, we can have eternal life. But the false idols that are promising you eternal life they're not going to come through for you in the end. They're going to really screw you up. Whether we're talking about seances or psychics or mediums or necromancy apps. But the question that I would ask to the modern materialist atheist type person is, what's the difference? Because for you're saying human beings don't have souls. There's no life after death. Our loves, our joys, our thoughts, our everything are just illusions, actually. We're big bags of meat. We're just chemicals and physical matter. And we're in as much as we think we have thoughts and desires, it's really just pistons firing off in our head. So I guess then the question is, what's the difference between grandma on the app and the real grandma? It's just the same difference as between the real grandma and the spirit that you call through the medium or whatever, through the traditional understanding of necromancy. When you have a seance or something and you supposedly summon the ghost of grandma, I'm so furious about this. I'm knocking over my microphone. When you have a seance or something and you supposedly summon the ghost of grandma, which in reality means you probably do nothing or summon a demon, what are you doing? You don't think that's like truly grandma, in as much as there's no physical body. It's just like the kind of spirit or some more ethereal version of grandma. Well, it's the same thing in the app. Yeah, it's not literally grandma in the sense that there's no body, but for all intents and purposes, it's the same thing. Really, really bad. And I guess my final question on this, I want to acknowledge that people will be tempted to do this because they miss their dead relatives. That's what the app is preying on. Just like people have been tempted to necromancy. Remember, there was a show 15, 20 years ago, Crossing Over with John Edwards. And there was this guy who said that he could speak to the dead. And all these people who were grieving would go to his show and he would prey on them. And he would make them think that he was speaking to their dead relatives. That's totally a natural temptation. All sin involves natural temptations. I understand the allure of doing a ton of drugs and sleeping around with a bunch of women and gambling. And I understand the allure of all those kinds of sins. But what good can come of that? It's officially November and gift-giving season is looming like Zoran Mamdani over New Yorkers' wallets, am I right? But you don't have to sweat it because the Daily Wire shop is your go-to for conservative gifting. Get up to 30% off great gifts for the conservatives in your life. Gifts such as my best-selling party game, Yes or No, plus all of its expansion packs, beautiful Mayflower-branded silk ties. I saw a beautiful one just last night. I was wearing a gorgeous Mayflower silk tie made in partnership with Shepherds. The Talk of the Prairie, the famed Pocahontas statuette. There's something for everyone at the Daily Wire shop, but do not worry about Ben or Walsh's collections. They don't matter. Go to dailywire.com/shop. Take advantage of these early Black Friday deals. Get shopping out of the way now so you can focus on a stress-free Advent. That's dailywire.com/shop. As far as I can tell, it would lead you, if you were to use this app, it would just lead you to harp more on the fact that your loved ones are no longer really with you. You can't hug them. You can't hold them. You can't have a real... It's the unreality of it would be sadder than the kind of joy of pretending you're, seeing some simulacrum of your relative. And what it would ultimately do is turn you away from the actual way that we can have eternal life. And there's only one way that we can do that. And it ain't through an app. Now, speaking of AI, the #1 Billboard charting song right now was generated by AI, by an AI creation called Breaking Rust. The song, Walk My Walk.
Been beat down, but I don't stay low. Got mud on my jeans, still ready to go. Every scar's a story that I survived. I've been through hell, but I'm still alive. They said, slow down, boy, don't go too fast. But I ain't never been one to live in the past. I keep moving forward, never looking back, with a worn-out hat and a 6-string strap. You can kick rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk. Ain't changing my tone, ain't changing my song. I was born this way, been loud too long. You can hate my style, you can roll your eyes, but I ain't slowing down, I was born to rise. So kick them rocks if you don't like how I talk. I'm gonna keep on talking and walk my walk.
Everyone hates this. I don't really hate it. Everyone hates it. I don't really hate it. I hate the necromancy app. I hate summoning the demon ghost of grandma through your cell phone. But this thing doesn't bother me at all. Doesn't bother me at all. Because as far as popular music goes, it's actually pretty good. It sounds fine. And because of the state of popular music, it doesn't really bother me. AI should not be able to write a poem or a song, I guess, like a really good song. But let's just take the lyrics. AI should not be able to write a poem because to write poetry involves two things. It involves sensual experience, and it involves taking metaphors that have become dead and revivifying them, coming up with new metaphors that allow you to understand the world in a new way, to see the world in a new way. There's an excellent lecture on this by Jory Graham out of Harvard. She's explaining why Wallace Stevens is a good poet and Walt Whitman is a terrible poet. And part of it is the sensuality of it. In the poetry of Wallace Stevens, when he's describing some piece of nature, a grape or something like that, you experience the sensual phenomena. Whereas with Walt Whitman, he's just dealing in ideas. So he doesn't really give you a place to see. And the whole point of art and poetry is to have a sensual experience. If it were just about ideas, if it were just about the moral of the story, say, you could read an essay. Then the proper medium for communicating that would not be art. It would be, some essay or book or something like that. Same thing with the metaphors. Our language basically comes about because we have these vivid images and then they become dead metaphors and then we use them. We say, so-and-so is hoisted with his own petard. No one really knows what that means. Most people don't know what petard even means. It's like a bomb. You get thrown off with your own bomb. But we just use it. It's just become a dead metaphor. It means nothing. What poetry does is it creates these new metaphors that we understand. Okay, AI should not be able to do that because AI doesn't have any senses. You have eyes and taste and smell and feel and everything. AI doesn't have that. AI is just a computer program. Likewise, AI, large language models, are just running on all the language, all the metaphors. So the one thing it should not be able to do is create new metaphors. And so I understand people's hostility to the AI #1 song. Obviously, some people like it. It hit #1 on Billboard. But I guess because popular music is already so derivative, because it's already such weak poetry, because frankly, I think that the AI is doing it better than most of the human artists. And that's fine. I don't think in principle, I don't think it can ever beat the actually great human artists. And so, all right, that's fine. If we're just going to have slop pop music anyway, I'd rather have it made by an app than by some I don't know, kind of degenerate mediocrity. That was a great clip. Now stop, ring the bell, subscribe, do it. We'll see you next time.